Ah, it's so sad that we have to do this.
Yeah.
Full of expectations for the new documentary. I forgot the name.
I think my life on this planet, or my life on this planet.
Yeah, basically what is it called? The narrator of the famous Netflix series Our Planet
Mm-hmm.
has decided to create his own documentary
Mm-hmm.
about his life and his adventures and basically the life on planet Earth, because he witnessed a lot of changes in wildlife during his days.
Yeah.
He's 93 years old now, so he has seen quite a lot. And yeah, the documentary went okay.
Until
Like the documentary Our Planet as well, or the series as well. Nice pictures, nice photographs, nice videos, cute animals and all of that jazz. But then after around an hour or so,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the documentary started, or he started to talk about some things that we can do to improve life on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, when I tune into those documentaries, I don't expect much.
No, because we're used
It's always
to it.
yeah.
We have already watched so many documentaries together around the same topics, environment and how can we improve the life on this planet, and
Yeah.
it's just always the same bullshit that comes always around the end,
Yeah.
and with little clues during during the movie, throughout the movie, little clues, and we're I think the shit is about to hit the fan.
Yeah.
At some point you just see it coming,
Yeah.
like a truck.
It's just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah.
So I think without further ado, we just jump into some extracts of the movie and see how we react to it.
I've visited the polar regions over many decades.
Yeah, so that was the first scene.
Well, it was at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
the
it was
first
in
one
the
that we
it was in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
But I wanted to conclude this snippet in here because it shows the hypocrisy of this dude.
Yeah.
He's caring for some animals, but not for the others.
No.
He's trying to protect some seagulls. Is it seagull?
Yes.
No, seal. Seagulls are birds.
Yeah.
Seals. Seal cubs. But also at the same time he's wearing a fur. What's it called? Fur.
Like a hood. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually the hood, like a collar. It's the collar of the hood that he's wearing, and
stupid fur
coat.
trim.
Yeah.
Yeah, fur trim on his stupid jacket, which is made by Canada Goose.
Yeah.
Canada Goose is horrific animal exploiting company because they trap coyotes and other animals.
And exploit down geese as
Yeah.
well for their down. So it's
Skin them alive. Horrible company. Of course, he doesn't care, I think. And what does even this stupid fur thing? It doesn't change anything.
no.
It's so useless.
It's just like a fancy crap that people want to have on themselves, but it doesn't even bring anything. No.
And it's so hypocritical to talk about the environment, and he talks about we need to respect wildlife and we need to bring wildlife back to the earth because we need biodiversity, and so by this standard he cares about animals, animal welfare, and animals not being hurt or have their life or their habitat destroyed.
Yeah.
Like for example the orangutans, which have their home destroyed by oil palm plants. But then at the same time, he supports animal abuse.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's completely just like so hypocritical. I had to think about it, like to picture it myself. Like I would have been this kind of person. I would have worked in that kind of sector and like be surrounded by animals and seen how life is so beautiful and all kinds of animals are so intelligent and they deserve to be on this planet just as much as we do. Like, how could I get the idea to
turn them into agendas,
destroy their lives, to turn them into products, like not valuing their lives?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, makes no sense. It's this human supremacism nonsense, which goes through the entire documentary. It's always about improving life on Earth for humans and for second and third generations, and we need to have enough resources for everything and enough food for everyone. We as humans, we have fucked it up so badly. We have no right to like exploit the rest of this earth just to make us feel comfortable. How about bringing billions of humans into existence? We should stop that. We're enough humans here.
Yeah, and there's again like this arrogance that somehow like we are destroying the planet, or like there were things like throughout the movie that he mentioned, like it's Earth's last battle or something, like the planet was about to just like disappear of the universe. Like it's not gonna happen. Like if something has to disappear, and it probably will, that's us. And that is possible. That is something I could imagine. But like the Earth has just lived through so much, and we've like fucked it up so many times, and still the Earth remains and fights, and like she will just like fight us off it, but we won't destroy the planet.
No. Maybe life will get hard and tough here for humans and for other species.
If one thing, we're just making it harder for ourselves.
And for other animals. Enough. Next scene. Now it gets ridiculous. And that was the point where we had to shut down the movie because it was unbearable.
And of course, the ocean is important to all of us as a source of food. Fishing is the world's greatest wild harvest. And if we do it right, it can continue. Because there's a win-win at play. The healthier the marine habitat, the more fish there will be, and the more there will be to eat.
Oh my god.
So many things wrong.
And I have to mention, we hadn't watched that scene until the end of it, because we were just so pissed at this right moment. I literally went to the laptop and I shut it down. Like I just clapped it. I couldn't bear it.
It's unbearable. It's completely absurd.
Freaking disgusting.
What even does wild harvest mean? Animals are not harvested. You can harvest corn, lentils, grains, fruits, apples, bananas, mangoes, carrots, but not sentient beings. You cannot harvest someone. And especially in the middle of the movie, he talks about how detrimental fishing is.
Yeah.
Of course, he talks only about the impact that it has on us, not on the animals.
Yeah.
Right? And then what strikes me the most is, in the end, and there will be more food for us. We have enough food, we just can eat plants. We don't have to... There will be another scene where it gets clearer and it freaks me out even more. But what's the most disappointing is the term, it's a win-win.
That's...
It's a win-win for who? Killing someone in a net? Dragging them out of the ocean by hooks in their face with huge nets that kill everyone in the way, like including sharks and dolphins and whales. Not that sharks have more value than tuna fish, but there's so much life being destroyed by fishing industries, by fisher boats, fishermen, fishing lines, plastic garbage, discarded nets that float around. the ocean, like killing turtles. And he talks about a win-win situation, and it's
That's so. It's fucking. You gotta be fucking out of your mind to say such shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have no respect for this man.
no.
I mean, the biggest joke about this, he's witnessed how we're freaking out, we're messing up everything since we've been there. This dude has lived in the previous century, in the current century. He's witnessed how we are like handling animals. He knows that factually that it's wrong.
I'm not sure if he knows that.
Or, I mean, at least he sees animals as beautiful living beings and with their
All of them.
intelligence, but not all of them. He's like making this bullshit distinction between them and calling them a source of food. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some people who rely on it. They who rely on those animals, and they don't kill them out of joy or just for the taste. Their life depend on it. But in the most developed countries, we do not need to do that kind of thing. We don't need to take anyone's life to survive and to thrive.
No.
And it's more in our interest to not do it, because we know the other consequences that it has.
I think is he cares about human life on this earth and wants to protect it, or wants to like save some resources and get some renewable energy going and stuff, because apparently he's against human suffering.
Sure.
But animal suffering is completely fine for him. Suffocating them in nets, on deck of slaughter ships, that's fine. As long as no human is suffering. That is just insane. And the thing is, if we do it humane, if we do it the right way, then we can continue. That's this whole, I don't wanna attack someone, I don't want to challenge your thoughts, just keep doing what you're doing.
Stay in your comfort
we will
zone.
do what we will do, and we will put some nice labels on the fish nuggets, like sustainably harvested, and then you can still buy it. Don't change, don't worry, you don't have to change, you don't have to
question anything.
you don't have to question anything, you don't have to criticize me because I'm your friend, I'm not vegan.
Don't take responsibility for your actions.
Exactly.
Just be a miserable, ignorant shit.
Do what you want, we will find the right way, and then we can still continue it. Don't worry, you don't have to change. This guy is an asshole.
Like, anyone in his or her right mind, it's in the movie. We're about to cross the 8 billion human beings on this planet. If this dude thinks that we can feed the whole planet at this pace, and that we don't empty out the ocean, like, you just gotta be crazy. Or you don't have a brain. I mean,
Yeah. You haven't seen the next one, right?
no.
As a result, the no-fish zones have increased the catch of the local fishermen, while at the same time allowing the reefs to recover.
Oh, this is disgusting.
So the thing is, we should stop killing fishes so that they can recover, and then spill over, that's the term they use, spill over in other fishing zones, and then we can harvest them more. So we should protect the fishes so that we can kill more of them. It's insane.
So he's like, okay, he wants like that more fishes are.
He wants
are
to protect. He wants to protect the fishes so that we can harvest more. Not for the fishes' sake, for our sake. So stop killing fishes so that I can kill more fishes in the long run. And I mean, those are like beings died in a horrific way.
Horrific way.
And sitting there on the cutting board, probably getting chopped up.
They've probably agonized up to 4 hours.
And I mean, I have to play that again. Pay attention to the music used.
As a result, the no-fish zones have increased the catch of the local fishermen, while at the same time allowing the...
What the... are we in the freaking Nutcracker ballet yet? Or
Yeah.
now? Or?
Yeah. It's this glorification of animal abuse. And fishing is so fine. You can throw the nets, and then this poor fisherman, and now he can, all of a sudden, now his life is good again, and he can get all this amount of living fishes in his net, and he can kill them all, and it's so beautiful.
And make money on the back of animal abuse.
I wonder if people would feel the same way if there were 4 dog heads on the cutting board instead of fishes.
Mm-hmm.
People would freak out and bash this whole documentary in the trash where it belongs.
Yeah.
Including this dude.
Yeah.
They would hold him accountable for supporting dog abuse. But apparently fish abuse is fine. Pisses me off.
These would be sufficient to provide us with all the fish we will ever need.
Yeah, that
we
was
don't
it.
freaking need it.
Exactly.
Damn it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that we have to eat fishes, and the question is, how can we do it in the most humane way, killing the least amount of fish as possible, having the least destructive impact on the ecosystem? Because we have to, there's no other choice. No, that's not the situation. We can just stop eating fishes. It's not either we get fishes horrifically or beautifully, because they die in both ways. We can just choose a third scenario. We can just leave the ocean the fuck alone.
And that's a win-win there.
We have nothing to do with the ocean. We are not supposed to live in the ocean. You can have a nice house at the beach and a nice view on the ocean. You can swim in the ocean. If you want to, you can pee in the ocean. But don't take life out of the ocean. It's not our business to eat other fishes.
No.
Sharks can eat other fishes. That's fine for me.
They have to.
They have to, right? But we, as like this naked, ugly being on this earth, what on earth have we to do with fishes? Clearly we don't need them.
We don't
It's
need
insane.
them. We don't need them in water zoos, aquatic zoos. I don't know what's the term. We don't need them for entertainment or in fucking omega-3 supplements. We need them in the ocean.
Yeah.
Period. Where they belong, together.
Yeah.
And we don't have to interfere in that. That's been fine. That's been going on. Like, they have been well off without us for a long time before we were here probably.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful life for them.
Mm.
And now we've made it hell on earth for them.
Yep.
And we're making it hell for us now.
Which is
And they
bad,
have
but
nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
They've done nothing wrong.
No.
And they're getting caught in the freaking devil cycle that we've created.
And now things go like a little bit further. We go from ocean life to terrestrial life.
When it comes to the land, we must radically reduce the area we use to farm so that we can make space for returning wilderness. And the quickest and most effective way to do that is for us to change our diet.
Nothing wrong here, but again, his goal is to get wildlife re-established. So he cares about some animals, but not about fishes apparently, because he's fine with murdering them.
Whenever we choose a piece of meat, we too are unwittingly demanding a huge expanse of space. The planet can't support billions of large meat eaters. There just isn't the space.
Space is a secondary issue. The biggest issue is that some animals will have their life taken away from them. For no fucking reason. The issue is not that it takes too much space.
Because we have the freaking space. We're just we've bred over 70 billion terrestrial animals, land animals, that occupy about 2/3 of the planet. Like, how fucked up must you be in your mind to create such a thing?
Yeah, and I think he goes on with telling the viewer to like reduce eating meat. What does reduce even? What does moderation even mean? There's even a study. It was in the context of weight loss, where they asked people about the term moderation, and the result was moderation is exactly the amount that those people are already consuming.
Yeah.
So if I'm eating 2.5 pounds of steak a day, that's moderation. If you eat 1 point, that's moderation for you.
Mm-hmm.
So for everyone,
It's
moderation
subjective.
is the thing that you already do because you don't want to challenge yourself and you want to stay in your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So we will not get anywhere with reducing meat. What does even reducing mean? Instead of killing 70 billion sentient animals, we might want to kill 60 billion. Oh, that's really good. That's better. Or what? Insane.
If we all had a largely plant-based diet, we would need only half the land we use at the moment. And because we would be then dedicated to raising plants, we could increase the yield of this land substantially.
Yeah. Again, human supremacism nonsense. It's all about yield and humans again. Nowhere in this whole documentary is one single ounce of animal rights message. Stop eating animals. Why is it so hard for him to sit in front of the camera and say, look, I've visited most places on Earth. I can tell you that animals are sentient. Doesn't matter if it's a crocodile, a lion, a gorilla, a orangutan, mouse, sheep, whatever, whoever. Why is it so hard for this guy to sit down in front of the camera and tell everyone, look, animals are sentient, all animals are sentient and all deserve the right of freedom and not being subjugated and not being turned into hamburgers, so stop eating them. And maybe if you do it in the right way, then there might be some benefits on the wildlife as well, because we will need less resources, less space, and the oceans might recover as a result if you're doing a plant-based lifestyle the right way. But there's not a single ounce of animal rights message in here, which is so disappointing.
Not even like saying, if you care, like those animals care about their habitat because they depend on it to survive. If you have like a iota of respect for this, then you should stop oppressing them.
Yeah, it makes all the sense. Yeah, he's just a big hypocrite.
So I just don't get it that like he has been probably one of the person on this earth who have been like the closest to animals, the closest to knowing what they might feel when they are deprived of their natural habitat, when they cannot fulfill their basic needs. And like he should be the person to most like comprehend this, to most understand this. And yet what just stays in the whole focus this whole time in the movie is just human beings. Like we want our fish and we want our meat, and if we want that everybody has their toys, we gotta behave a little, okay? Take a little bit care of the animals so that we still have enough to like slit their throats so that we can eat them.
Yeah. Just reduce it a little bit so that we can even feel good while oppressing them.
It's like, for me, it's like a parent. I don't advocate for violence to children, slapping them in the face or whatever. But to me, this looks like a parent being reluctant to punishing their children because they don't want to, like to get them frustrated, and they want their children to be happy, of course. And they know they should bring a kind of punishment or explain to them what they've done wrong. But instead of doing that, they prefer to tell them a lie so that they come back to behaving and they come back to being a nice kid. That's exactly what we're doing. Except we're freaking talking about adults here. About a grown-up man who's lived so much shit, and he must have endured things in his life that we haven't and we could never understand. And yet, he is that parent who refuses to tell the truth to his children, so that he can have a better conscience, a better feeling about himself, and so that his children are not like put out of their comfort zone too much.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah. But when you're talking to your children, I can only imagine there has to be a point in time when you have to sit down with them and do some real talk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is exactly what has to happen with his documentary, or with his persona for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be held to an account.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here. As far as our reach goes, I think everyone who has some amount of following should speak up about this issue. Because let's face it, real talk, if you're an animal abuser, you should change and you should feel guilty about eating meat. And you should feel guilty about drinking breast milk.
About paying
and you
for
should
someone's
feel
life.
exactly. And you should feel guilty when you buy fur and buy honey and buy products tested on animals. That's horrific animal abuse, and you are guilty of it, and you should feel like a piece of crap if you're supporting it consciously.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have in the past. That's something I feel shit about, that I did that in the past, even though unknowingly, but still it makes me feel like crap. So yeah, go vegan, don't be a hypocrite. If you care about orangutans having their habitat being destroyed by big bulldozers and stuff, then you're a hypocrite if you still pay for animal abuse and like buy meat, dairy, cheese, eggs, honey,
Yeah, and go to zoos and circuses and pay for animals to be tested on. Like, you cannot claim to be against animal cruelty if you finance that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And
even if you are pro animal abuse, that's still immoral.
Yeah.
Even if you think animals have no right, or even if you're not an animal lover, animal friend, it's still the right thing to go vegan.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I hate most of humanity, I still don't go out and murder everyone.
No.
So, go vegan. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, you should just, like you said, you should feel, if you're in your right mind, if you have a heart, whenever you have noticed in your life that you've made someone suffer, you felt bad. You felt responsible, you felt guilty, you felt ashamed. And that's how you should feel when you know that because of your money, you are responsible for someone who is suffering. But at the moment that you acknowledge that you recognize that you're aware of that, you should end it. You should change so that no one has ever to suffer for you again. So go vegan for the animals, because they are the victims in this story, not you. Bye.
Bye.